Hi, and welcome back to the Film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. We've got a biggie today. If you think something cost $165 million to make, a budget, yeah, I think we could call that a big film, can't we? So we're going to have a look at Jurassic World Dominion today. Please, if you are new to the channel, you enjoy what I do. I try and inform and entertain where I can. Please push that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, just spread the word. It'd be great if you can do that. Of course, push that bell notification as well so you know these vlogs are coming out. And please, if you give an old film watcher a thumbs up or a like, that'd be very much appreciated. Early days with this one. There's not many reviews, not many critics, a lot of critics reviews from abroad, which are generally positive on this one. But there's not. But we do have an interesting count on Internet Movie Database because this has been available in different territories and on preview and stuff like this. But we've got no actual big critic reviews at the moment. So this is classed, of course, science fiction. Is it science fiction? Well, fantasy more than science fiction, perhaps. I suppose it is a way to call it. Action film, yes, I will certainly go for the action. Plenty of action in this, there's no doubt about that. 2 hours, 26 minutes. You know me, guys, anything over 2 hours, I start to struggle just a little bit. Start to doze off unless there's something on the screen to keep me entertained. Directed by Colin Trevorrow. Of course, sequel to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Did you like that one? I didn't think it was that bad, actually. I thought it was better than this, I'll tell you that now. 2018, the sixth instalment, this, in the Jurassic Park franchise, and the final film in the Jurassic World trilogy, of course. And the conclusion to the storyline started in the original Jurassic Park trilogy. I mean, the original is still the best for me, guys. I don't think we've got anywhere near that. The jeopardy, the scariness of it, etc. Just something about that first one. And just the newness of it. I mean, you know, six films down the line, it's not that new anymore, is it? Internet Movie Database, as I say, we've got 3,574 reviews, so not too bad a total. Reviews and scores, mainly scores, of course. A lot of people don't bother with the review. And it's averaging 6.3 out of 10, which isn't spectacular, as you'd expect for a big budget film like this. But for me, I'm not surprised, having seen it. And we've got of that, you break it down, ignore the 10 out of 10s, there are a few. Ignore the 1 out of 10s, there's a few of those. You got 2,008 people scored it between 6 and 9, and just 763 scored it between 2 and 5. So that, for me, on my stats that I put together, that's 72% positivity, which doesn't sound too bad, does it? The film stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, B.D. Wong, Omar Sy, Isabella Sermon, Justice Smith, and Daniel Pineda. And of course, reprising their roles from previous films in the franchise, they're also joined by DeWanda Wise, the new ones, Mahmouda Athi, Campbell Scott, Scott Hayes, and Dickon Latman. Pronounced anything wrong there, guys, I'm sorry about that. And it's set 4 years, after the events of Fallen Kingdom. And the dinosaurs are obviously now living alongside humans all around the world. So what happens? Well, the fragile balance, of course, will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures. Well, where's the army? Get the army out. They never see any army in this. There's not many soldiers keeping an eye on these creatures, that's for sure. It's theatrically released on general release from the 10th of June 2022. So I'm doing this a little bit early because I managed to see a preview copy of it. So obviously, if you've not seen it yet, I think, is it worth a watch? Yes, it is worth a watch. I'll tell you about that in a minute. We do have some critics. Rotten Tomatoes, as I said, just 8 critics, so, and 88% of them are positive, but it doesn't take much, does it? I think that means seven liked it and 1 didn't, of course, and that's what we've got, 7 fresh and 1 rotten. Average rating, though, 6.2 out of 10. So it's not blowing anyone away, is it? 6.3, 6.2. So my thoughts on this, as I said, because I've nothing on Metacritic, and as I say, there's not very much to go off on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, what I love about the original Jurassic Park, I'm sure you all do, was the slow build to it, obviously the uniqueness of it. And I don't think it relied, I think they had a lot of animatronics in it as well. They didn't rely on CGI and green screen and stuff like this. And it also had an interesting story. Some of the others had an okay story, but they've started to rely more on action for me, and obviously started to more rely on green screen and stuff like that. So the storylines have been diluted a little bit by a lot of action sequences, and this is the case in this one. There's a lot of action in this. For me, there's no real fear or jeopardy, and that's because some of the some of the main like obviously the characters who were in the original have suddenly appeared back in this, but I didn't really care that much about the characters, whether they got caught by the dinosaurs or not. So it gets rid of some of that fear or jeopardy, which is all part and parcel of the very first one in the franchise, of course. It's great, as I said, it's great to see the old guys back, of course it is. And there is an interesting, nice, pleasant relationship between the old characters and the new. The bad guy in it, and there's always a bad guy in it, is anything but bad. He didn't scare me one iota. I just thought he was a very poor bad guy, in all fairness, a bit weak. And some great dinosaurs as well, some new ones, a couple of new ones that I've not seen before, which is always nice, of course it is. And they all chase around as though extinction is just around the corner. Perhaps they know something we don't. Perhaps it won't be a number 7, who knows, probably not. For me, it's just a bit too much of all the same. It's just saying what we've seen before in the last 4, if you like, or last 4 before this. As I say, I discount the very first one. I didn't think the second one was that bad. But it's been a little bit downhill for me. And 2 hours, 26 minutes of the sameness for me was a little bit boring, I'll be absolutely honest with you. Lots of dinosaurs chasing, lots of characters. For me, does not a great film make, unfortunately. But there is a but. There's always a but. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It just say it bored me a little bit. I just wanted it to end by the end of it. So certain elements are okay. Even the CGI, there's a couple of scenes that just made me chuckle a little bit because it's like the characters weren't looking at where the creatures were and stuff like this when they should have been. And it just didn't, even though it should have worked, it just didn't quite work. Obviously, you won't get that problem with animatronics. You'd have something to focus on, of course. But I do expect just a little bit more from a $165 million budget, and I think that's the main crux for me, as a sort of thing. Yeah, it's okay. The action's great, some good scenes. You like dinosaurs. I'm not too sure how it appeals to younger watchers, whether they get a bit bored with the stuff in between. But for me, 2 hours 26 minutes, no, 90 minutes would have probably covered it for me, and I would have been happy finishing it there after 90 minutes of action, because that's basically what it is. It's just basically an action film. The humour isn't great in it. Obviously, Goldblum is the sort of central to a lot of the humour, of course, as you expect, but it just doesn't really work that much. So I am going to give it a watchable score because, as I say, I did watch it. I just got a bit bored by the end and it just went on too long. But for an action film, if you like an action film with not much substance to it, you just want to turn your brain off and watch people being attacked and chased and killed by dinosaurs, it's fine. It's just as I said, just a watchable when I really wanted a wow for that sort of money, and I didn't. So I will give it 6 out of 10, but I was a bit disappointed. And I say, I think at this point in time, I think less characters, less dinosaurs, a bit more jeopardy, and it would have been a better film. I just think they threw too much at you, and it just didn't work for me particularly. I just got a little bit bored with it all. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. If you get to watch this or you're going out to watch this very soon, let me know what you think. As I say, don't have your expectations too high. Just expect a dinosaur fest of action and adventure if you like that sort of thing. I like a bit more of a story, of course, which is what I like in my films. So that's probably why it didn't appeal. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? You and your families, please stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.